Hi, my name is Maz. I just wanted to thank you all for coming out tonight. And we're really, really honored and incredibly excited to have the Monochrome set play tonight. Last time they were in New York before this trip, it was 30 years ago, December of 1983. So it's really unbelievable that we are able to see them here tonight. So anyway, the Monochrome set.
Fascinate, infatuate, emphatically. Your dreary, your base theory, your face is weary for me. I'm hesitant, so eloquent and curiously. I entertain your tiny brain so spuriously. The Monochrome set, Monochrome set, Monochrome set. Monochrome set, Monochrome set, Monochrome set. I'm charming to disarming to alarming to see. You're lazy, you're live, baby, your mind is crazy for me. My rhetoric so magnetic aesthetically. I'll nominate you to abominate, anticipate me. The Monochrome set, Monochrome set, Monochrome set. The Monochrome set, Monochrome set, Monochrome set. Enraptivate emphatically. You're funny, you're dead, honey, you're always money to me. I'm adorable, you're deplorable, it's not a lot of fun. It's exclusive, but we're a twosome, so hey, here we come. The Monochrome set, Monochrome set, Monochrome set. The Monochrome set, Monochrome set, Monochrome set. Monochrome set, Monochrome set, Monochrome set. Monochrome set, Monochrome set, Monochrome set. Monochrome.
You ready? Okay, great. Cool. Well, I'm here with members of the Monochrome set. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Leicester Square.
I'm Bede.
Great. Oh, and thanks a lot for coming down. I really appreciate it. I know you guys have like an insane schedule.
It's a bit crowded, yeah.
It's just that we don't have a day off, that's all.
Yeah.
We're only here for a week, but...
Tell me about the last time you were here.
That's 31 years ago.
Yeah.
What, the disastrous tour, where people got
yeah.
arrested and we got all our gear nicked?
No, I want to hear about it.
Do you? Well, it's a very long story. Well, yeah. Well, things sort of broke down quite a lot, and we were planning to go to the West Coast. We've never been to the West Coast, and we got as far as, I don't know, somewhere in Michigan, and the driver got arrested, and he was wanted in 3 states apparently, and the van broke down right for the
And
third
we weren't
time.
wanted in any.
And and I think probably this. I don't know, the road. I think the road manager stole the gear or something like that, and we just came back on the Greyhound.
Oh wow. Okay.
And survived on orange juice and scrambled eggs for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because at the time they were the cheapest thing in the supermarket.
I see. Oh, that makes sense. Yikes. Well, I mean, I'm glad you finally decided to come back.
Since we've reformed a couple of years ago, America's been on our mind to come back.
Really? Yeah.
But in Japan, it's very easy for us to get a tour there, and we had to put all this together ourselves. So it just took a bit of a while, that's all.
Oh, well, thank you for coming over.
You recording now?
Are we?
Yep. Yes?
Tick-tock, golden jet, watch speedos in a Presidente's wheel. Pop goes the cake on Magnum at the reading of the bill. Pieces goes the snakeskin wallet stuffed with Grusiero bills. Here we call the chick, Sitch and Todd. Here we call the chick, Sitch and Todd. Boom goes the arm and cannon like through Montevideo. Rat-a-tat go the submachine guns to restore the status quo. Snip go the tailor scissors on the Ciudad Savile Road. Here we call the chick, Sitch and Todd. Here we call the chick, Sitch and Todd. Go the rubber truncheons on the Indian bear's heel. Much go the brass electros as the flesh begins to feel. Rattle, rattle goes the bullet round and round the bullet wheel. Here we call the chick, Sitch and Todd. Here we call the chick, Sitch and Todd. Well, here we call the chick, Sitch and Todd. Here we call the chick, Sitch and Todd. Here we call.
Thank you.
We always knew from our website there was a lot of traffic and sales and so on from both coasts, but it's just very awkward to get work permits. It involves a lot of convoluted being interviewed at the American Embassy, and it's very, very expensive, almost prohibitively expensive. So that kind of delayed things for a while. One of the things that kind of kick-started getting going again was Iggy Pop's cover of our first single, in fact. So, you know, it was the right time to do it, so we just forced the issue. We went through the whole process of getting intermediaries here to help with the visas and all of that, all of the boring stuff. But now that we're here, it's great. We're really enjoying it.
Please, wallflowers.
got second choice. He's a peculiar boy. But our loss is gone, peculiar boy is no more. He's saving for me to find out me. He's got the rest of his youth. Taken forsooth, but now the shine grows in change edition for winter. We'll save him from being a man not me. He's got clothes all red, on the purple bed. But now there's riches in size, it's no longer a prize. There he goes. Save him from being a man not me. He's a peculiar boy. A peculiar boy, and now he skates like he should have his life. Will save him from being a man, not me.
We didn't really want to be the sort of band that would reform just to make money. You know what I mean? There's a lot of bands that have been doing that, trading off the fact that they were names in the day. So we just delayed it a bit, and our old friend Tetsuya from Japan came along and did make us an offer in 2010, and we just said, yeah, okay. We kind of wanted to do it anyway. And my previous band, Scarlet Swirl, I think that it had run its course. But just after we reformed, I had the stroke. So, and then that definitely meant Scarlet Swirl was finished because I couldn't run two bands at once.
Yeah. Well, I was going to ask you about the stroke later on, but can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, it was a subarachnoid hemorrhage due to a ruptured cerebral aneurysm, so it was quite violent, 40 to 50% mortality rate. But I survived, and that's kind of it. And you know. I was coiled. They put these platinum coils in my head, which is the title of the album. And then, I mean, before that, just after that had happened, I decided that was going to be it for Scarlet Swirl, and I'm going to put all my creative forces into the Monochrome set. And I just, a few months after that, a few weeks really after that, I started writing songs really about that. I didn't intend to write a whole album about being in hospital, but I did, so I just went with it.
I was a sergeant major, and it was left, right, stand at ease. I was a Soho waiter, I was cheap wine with hard cheese. Give me the fucking police, wake me up, I'm having a nightmare, baby. Don't wanna shoot a buttock in the trenches, say. Wake me up, I need a scotch, my sherry. What are these pills doing to me? I was a vampire viscount. I was flat, bites of blows. I was a Tudor servant. I was slap, chat, clean the modes. Rub it up on the throats. Wake me up, I'm having a nightmare, baby. Don't wanna suck nobody in their artery. Wake me up, I'm in a Scotch my sherry. What are these pills doing? Yellow and blue, how do you do? Won't you take me back to the revolution? Green and white, I'm up all night, rolling around my side in a wild illusion. Purple and red step in my head, you'll be up in a rocket to my space station. I was a grand inquisitor. I was strip, whip, burn, confess. I was a boardwalk sister. I was slip down my dress. Clean the fucking mess. Wake me up, I'm having a nightmare, baby. Don't wanna suck nobody in the artery. Wake me up, I'm in a Scotch my sherry. What are pills doing? Yellow and blue, how do you do? Won't you take me back to the revolution? Green, white, I'm up all night, rolling round my side in a wild illusion. Purple and red step in my head, you'll be up in a rocket to my space station.
Yeah, actually, I'm really curious about your creative process, if you don't mind talking about it a little bit.
Most artists will not really particularly want to talk about the creative process because they don't really want to talk about the thing, in case they frighten it away.
Yeah.
They don't really know what it is. But due to my aneurysm and the fact that part of my brain is like permanently burned out, when I actually started writing again, I started writing kind of automatically, but not just in the old-fashioned way of automatic writing when you just write anything. I wasn't in control of my hand. I was just sort of sitting there, and my body would just write the songs.
It was happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just sat there. So I know that it's a completely different part of myself. It's a walled-up part of my brain, the artistic side, and I have no communication with it, apart from what it does. And I've changed it. So it's difficult for me because that creature is not going to talk to you.
I see.
I can't really talk about it because I don't exactly control it. The person that's talking to you now doesn't control it.
Are you scared now?
20 milligrams of silence pumping in my vein, and I am flying. I have seen your face before. Can you tell me if I'm dying? If I'm not, please roll another cigarette. 4 sharp needles in my left arm, 2 blunt in my right. I am screaming. I have heard your voice before. Can you tell me if I'm dreaming? If I'm not, please tell that fly to go away. Hey, there's a kitten on my hip, and it's going on a trip up a river to my head where it's purring. There's a kitten in my vein, and it's swimming to my brain, and it's spinning out the pain. Am I slurring? 7-figure shades of benzene worry at my feet, and I'm smiling. I've not seen this place before. It intensive, am I lying? If it's not, what are those bodies passing by? Hi, there's a kitten on my hip, and it's going on a trip up the river to my head where it's purring. There's a kitten in my vein, and it's swimming to Arctic spices curling up my legs, car horns hooting. I have seen this planet once, can you tell me if it's tooting? Mine's a curry brain with pickle on the tongue. Young, there's a kitten on my hip, and it's going on a trip up a river to my head where it's playing. There's a kitten in my vein, and it's swimming to my brain, and it's spinning out the pain. Am I slave? There's a kitten.
Essentially, there's no point in asking them about their art or their creation because they can't really tell you. It just comes out of them.
Yeah.
And that's it, really.
So then you have to sort of communicate this to your fellow band members. I mean, you've been working with them for a long time, so do they have an intuition?
I mean, it's really just practically speaking, I'll write a song and demo it, and we all just sort of, or we work on it and then demo it or whatever. But the actual discussion of the creative process, how does it happen, this, that, I don't absolutely have no idea. In a symphony, if you ask me the lyrics, what do the lyrics mean? I don't know what the lyrics mean. People have been asking me that for 30 years. I don't know what the lyrics to In a Symphony mean. Mm-hmm. Let's say I didn't write it.
I see.
what I mean?
It's a different creature.
It's kind of like the artist de Kooning, when he kind of had this Alzheimer's, he just carried on painting, but he couldn't do anything else apart from just paint. Mm-hmm. So that's that thing inside him which carried on doing it. But the rest of him is a sort of jelly, kind of thing. No offence.
I'm trying to rotten my arms are rotting cotton my closest in this very guess what was every night I sleep it's I get smart twice I hang my skin out of it I get smart free darling would you be my in love I think I'm in love I'm in love I think I'm in love in love I think I'm in love I'm calling him and shivers my fingers something shivers my scope is such a let's get smart once every night when all over get smart twice there's little sheets of things up on get smart shine but darling when I be your own in love I think I'm in love I'm in love I think I'm in love in love I think I'm in love oh don't fight me for it's just a face to the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost asking I pray I love you know God works in mysterious ways to the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost I sing and I pray I love I started thinking my eyes are small and tricky my lips get still delicious get smart once every night I'd have fast one get smart twice this little taste of come get smart darling when I be your son in love I think I'm in love I'm in love I think I'm in love in love I think I'm in love don't scream baby it's just Oklahoma to the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost I sing and I pray I love you the heaven I go to Roma to the Father and the Son and the Holy Ghost I chant and I pray I love I think I'm in love in love I think I'm in love I'm in love I think I'm in love I'm in love I think I'm in love in love I think I'm in love I'm in love I think I'm in love 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 I'm in love I think I'm in love
The only tetchiness that you'll find between us is we've got 11 studio albums to choose from, and to get an hour set out of 11 where we all have our favourites, it's very difficult. You probably saw in there, you know, us going through the lists and deciding, you know, whether we stick something in or take something out. I'll let you into an insight. When it was going to happen that we were coming back together, but I hadn't played the stuff for at least 2 decades. And I thought, I can't remember any of this stuff. So the way that I relearned the parts, you know, most of it I could work out. But there's some fiddly bits. I thought, how on earth did I play that? So I went to YouTube and I found kind of 14-year-old kids playing my parts, showing off that they could play them. So I watched these 14-year-old fans and I watched their fingers, that's how I did it. I wish they knew.
Green eyes, I shall wear them tonight to the ballet. Girl, look round of long red hair, I walk like only yesterday. There's a has-been stardust bouncing on the screen, and I am just an evergreen. So you want to be forever young. So you want to be forever young. I will have large breasts tonight, the teacup for my dress of gold. Fill my lips with padded cup, I will be lovely to behold. Dinosaurs, duchesses, line up in little pants, and I am just a Peter Pan. So you want to be forever young. So you want to be forever young. The music's loud, the lights are low, the drink is gone, the money's spent. Pretty maids all in a row, they look so young and innocent. Stealing answers next door to a waiting cab. Oh, granny, what big feet you have. So you want to be forever young. So you want to be forever young. So you want to be forever young. So you want to be forever young.
Were you surprised when bands began to cite the Monochrome set as an influence?
Not really, because we did things. We actually wrote lyrics. There's lyrics, we write lyrics. Some bands write lyrics and it's just like, it's a punk song, but it could easily be a Vandella song, you know. Standing in the rain, I feel pain again, all that kind of crap. And it's just done in a punk style. We don't do shit like that, you know. That's just pop. And we have a lead guitarist and he plays lead guitar. What's the fucking point? Sorry. What's the fucking point of having 2 guitars on stage and they're both just jangling away? One jangles and sings and the other plays parts, you know. And it's just, I don't get it. There's so many bands I see with lead guitarists and the lead guitarist doesn't do anything. So we make use of all these things. You have a drummer, he does drum parts, proper complicated drum parts. bassist. He's a brilliant bass player, and he plays like a lot of complicated parts. You know, why not?
Monochrome feed by radar, ever ready P3. Coffee tinted percolate, love be mammon. Get hip from zip your lip and flip out now. Allow your child to howl and rip out now. This universe is not a verse of bisexuality. I think abortion is a caution, and I like to ski. They are accepting insurrection, vacuum pumps and Talibans. Parachutes with a complexion, stuck with contact glass. Let's touch your heart with art. Spit out your hate, educate your hearts, miss. Solar system, when asked to list them, said she had no men. I'm still a virgin, with no urging, vote for my highway. Shave the lace with food muff. Estelle Lauder, shuttle not now, grab pants and pat above. Get high and tie a thigh and fly lottie. Submerge in a church and emerge party. In silver bells and little else, I wiggle and I sway. I'll either be a penthouse pet or an easy light. Thank you.
It's a bad night to be wearing polyester.
I heard you mention that the Monochrome set's hard for people to classify.
Yeah.
So what are some of the ways you've heard people try to classify your band?
Anything really. I mean, I don't want to big us up or anything, but we're a classic band, and it's difficult to classify a classic band. They create their own genre. I don't know if we have. I think we've influenced people, but we haven't followed anyone, and we don't want to be part of it. We're not really aware of the outside world when we write music, so we're not part of any genre. We don't follow anything.
The painter was dismissed today. We paid him off and we put him away. He drawn us to the life and then he just refused to do it again. But we were not amused at all to see a painting upon the wall, which clearly showed what fools away to jealously got a better grade. We were also very concerned to see the commoners never never learned that inner could be blamed for the decline of the regal breed. Indeed, the blood was truly blue, but thinner with time, alas we knew. Now we're all a little insane, and life could never be the same. Mr. Goya, we all declare, was most unkind and very unfair to pay us in the way he did, as if the royals had lost their lids. Damn it, all the family pets were made to look a much safer bet, because we live a regal hood. Somebody always cuts us through. We don't think we were pretentious. We were called pretentious in the 80s by being very wordy and up our own arse and all that, but we weren't pretentious. That's why we sounded like that, you know. We weren't all style, no content. It was all content, no style for us. We just picked out things that we liked, and we kind of just incorporated them into our music in the way we wanted to do it. You know, guitar stuff from the late 60s, garage US stuff. I think that's for a late 70s UK band, that kind of delineates ourselves really from a lot of our contemporaries, is that we're very American influenced. We always consider ourselves new wave, not post-punk. We're nothing to do with punk at all. To us, new wave meant a band that would do something different, throw out what was around at the time in the 70s, the punk rock and stuff like that. And the closest that I can think of in mentality is early Blondie, the first two albums. They're making cut-up pop, you know, in their own way, and that's the closest band that I can think of to the Monochrome set, in a kind of weird aesthetic. Alphaville, she slits her senseless kid. Alphaville, in time to fret. Mr. Alphaville, I know you're always, but don't look now. She's so debonair, she's a manic depressive. Don't look now. She's a millionaire, my bills are excessive. Alphaville, she feels her senses with Alphaville in pleasant manner. The Alphaville, I'll take you now with me. Don't look now. She's a movie star, she's a split personality. Don't look now. She's got Papa said it's insanity. Don't look now, your mind's deteriorating. Don't look now, and if it's irritating, I'll know how to put it back again. don't look now. Your world's collapsing, dear, don't look now. And if it's taxing, dear, I'll know how to put it right again. Alphaville, she sleeps in useless fresh Alphaville, the rancid blood-soaked fresh Alphaville, in sunlight and slow. Don't look now. She's a movie star, she's a little bit touched. Don't look now. She's so wunderbar, all tears and no flush.
You know, we've gone on, we've done other things, we've come back to do this, and what we do is not confined to an era. I think that's an advantage to longevity.
I'm true into my name, I'm sincere and blame. I have no desire for fame, but it's big with a B-I-G, this B with a Z spills me. I'm pure in heart and mind, I'm selfish, good and kind. I am nothing but you'll find that this big with a B-I-G, this B with a J spells bitch. From a frightened vacancy, from a lying and deceit, from a spite and angry heat, Taylor's beard. I'm sure it's full of mirth, I was born in noble birth, but for what is spelled bed with a B-I-G, this B with a case for the boat. I'm modest, I am mind, I was charming as a child, I'm a taster any style, but it's bed with a B-I-D, this B with a Y spells by. From a sloth and idleness, from a caring for distress, from a lusty greediness, save us beer. From refusing to obey, from the love of horror away, from forgetfulness to pray, save us dear. Thank you.
You know, we were sort of open that we're very eclectic in our influences, but suddenly, you know, people who are, you know, people who've made a name for themselves are now very open about the fact that they were influenced by us. So that's helped as well. You know, Franz Ferdinand, I don't know whether they're famous here, but they asked Bid to produce them, their first album. And the Smiths, you know, we appear in the Smiths book. Johnny Marr, Blur, members of Blur, you know, so all these high-profile people that we had no idea suddenly are saying, yeah, so a lot of it came from us. So all of that has meant that this has been much easier, and it's a very pleasant surprise to us because we live in a very hermetically sealed little bubble, you know. We're not seen people, you know, we don't go out and schmooze, you know. These days, the only rider we have is a comfy chair and a kettle, you know, it's a different world.
If you could just imagine with me, this is a huge field auditorium. We're a really big band. It's a really big stage. We just finished the last song and we've gone off stage. The most important thing is to imagine is that the dressing room is behind the stage. So we're just gonna, you know, come back on stage now and do the fucking encores because I'm not walking back there. Thank you. Walking to the big screen, oh, he looks so good in Technicolor, kissing him in your dreams, oh, no porn news that much duller than him, and you know it's true, it's a sin when he sees you goodbye. Good, that's right, shut up. Goodbye, Joe. Watching him from the back row, and in bed he looks so wonderful, sucking chocolate in Pepsi Flow. And you know all the party girls they drew for him, and you know it's right when he wins the one in the light. Goodbye, 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 Joe. Coming close to the big times, and it sounds so good in stereo. Italian name all alongside, and you know that Greta Garbo's know that it's good when he's touching the sky as he should, when he's making your life goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, Joe. Well, I woke up in the morning with a Stetson on my head. I had a saddle for my pillow and a prairie for my bed. I am a cowboy, ride all night long, and I sleep under the stars above. Well, I'm standing at the station with a saddle in my hand. Right now, got a bullet for my woman and a bullet for the man. I am a cowboy, ride all night long, and I dream under the stars above, stars above.
jailhouse to crave that stuff for free. There's a preacher reading gospel underneath that hanging tree. I'm a cowboy, ride all night long, and I swing under the stars above.
Good night. Thank you very much.